The final stage of the Israelite conquest culminates in the north, on a battlefield dominated by the highest military technology of the Bronze Age. Joshua chapter 11 records the absolute climax of organized Canaanite resistance, a moment where the nations of the land consolidate their full power to stop the Israelite advance. But the narrative presents a strange military paradox. When Joshua captures a vast arsenal of elite horses and chariots, he is commanded to destroy them rather than assimilate them into his own army. This directive is paired with another specific target: the systematic eradication of the Anakim, the ancient giant lineages that had once terrified the Israelite spies. This campaign functions as a territorial judgment, dismantling the specific anti-creation orders that occupied the land. The architect behind this northern alliance is a king named Jabin. His name suggests intelligence and discernment, a false wisdom thinking it can outmaneuver the purposes of Yahweh. This is Hazor, later described as the head of all those kingdoms. These stone foundations reveal a command center of institutionalized rebellion that dominated northern Canaan. To challenge the Israelite advance, Jabin assembles a force described as being like the sand on the seashore. This isn't just a large army. By using the exact language of the Abrahamic promise, the text identifies this coalition as a counterfeit multitude, a rival seed attempting to occupy the space reserved for the covenant. As the recognized head of the northern kingdoms, Hazor stands as a rival seat of order that must be dismantled before the true inheritance can take root. The kings gather their collective strength at the waters of Merom, utilizing a massive force of horses and chariots. For a late Bronze Age kingdom, these chariots were the apex of mobility and military confidence, tools designed for the consolidation of power. Yet Yahweh issues a restrictive command. Joshua must hamstring the horses and burn the chariots with fire. This policy of anti-assimilation ensures that Israel does not build its own regional hegemony by adopting the enemy's mobility system. This chain of dominion is predictable. Chariots provide the mobility for imperial expansion, which centers power in a crown, inevitably leading to the yoke of social coercion. By consuming these weapons, the fire effectively breaks the cycle of imperial centralization. This act reduces the instruments of human dominion into a visible testimony of divine sovereignty. The kingdom of God refuses to operate through the coercive machinery of the empires it replaces. While the chariots represented a technological threat, Joshua also targeted a primordial one, the Anakim giant clans. The coalition gathers beneath the shadow of Mount Hermon, the northernmost boundary of the campaign. The verticality of Hermon makes it more than a geographic marker. It towers over the landscape as a gatekeeper of the north. In the ancient Near Eastern imagination, mountains of this scale functioned as cosmic boundaries, locations where the divine and earthly realms intersected. These shadowy passes were historically associated with the descent of the Watchers and the emergence of the Nephilim. For Israel, confronting the giants in this region required a total reversal of a deep-seated memory trauma. The previous generation had collapsed in fear when they first encountered the Anakim, viewing themselves as grasshoppers before these terrifying lineages. The text frames these giants as anti-creation chaos warriors, a corrupt biological remnant occupying the sacred geography. Their eradication functions as a cosmic exorcism of the land, clearing the way to a holy dwelling place. Joshua's purge successfully shatters the giants' territorial dominance within the mountain country. We see the Anakim pushed out of the central inheritance zones, locations like Hebron and Debir, as the land is purified for the tribes. But the text records a specific remnant surviving in the Philistine borderlands, Gaza, Ashdod, and Gath. This creates a theological pattern of the already but not yet. The giants are broken, but they are not entirely gone. This incomplete eradication leaves a hauntological threat lingering at the very edges of the Israelite inheritance. This surviving remnant sets the stage for the next movement in the redemptive story. It is from Gath, one of the 3 sites where these lineages survived, that Goliath will eventually emerge to confront the house of David. Joshua initiates the collapse of the giant powers, leaving a testing ground for the future Davidic king to achieve the final victory. These dual victories over imperial technology and primordial giants culminate in the chapter's final summary. After the northern campaigns are finished, the text provides a climactic verdict, and the land rested from war. The Hebrew term used here for rest is shakat. In this context, rest signifies a state of creation rightly ordered under God. The destruction of the chariots demonstrated a complete rejection of the coercive logic of human empire, and the cutting off of the Anakim removed the cosmic remnants of chaos from the inheritance land. Divine warfare is teleological. Dismantling these hostile systems is the absolute prerequisite for entering the fullness of covenantal Sabbath rest.